This year we're celebrating 100 years of Nelson Mandela. When we talk about Nelson Mandela, we talk about leadership. A man who had a vision. He taught me that leadership is not about self, it's actually about serving others. He taught me that as a leader, you need to be brave, you need to be bold, and you need to be unapologetic about the people whose voice you give a mic to, with integrity, with humility, with discipline, and with passion, and above all, compassion for your fellow brothers and sisters. Every single one of us have the potential to achieve greatness. And so it is our duty to make sure that young people understand that they are the masters of their destiny. And these are some of the most important lessons that Nelson Mandela taught me about leadership. Nelson Mandela sacrificed a lot, including his own family, to become the man that he became and to be able to stand up for his rights. When my parents told me that we were going to visit him in jail, and so as an 8-year-old, I had a typical image of what jail would be like, concrete bars, wardens, cold, police everywhere, dogs, etc. But when we got there, it was nothing like what I had mentioned, because I didn't understand that he was a political prisoner. And so when we went to see him was at Victor Verster, where they kept him in isolation just before he was released, to try and break him down with the simple amenities and luxuries of life. And so when we got there was a swimming pool. I didn't have a swimming pool. At the time there was a VCR. I didn't have a VCR, right? He had all these beautiful things at his house. And that was the first time I had an idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up. Most kids want to be doctors and lawyers and scientists and what have you. After that day, I told myself, when I grow up, I want to go to jail. And that's what really struck me about my grandfather. 18 years in Robben Island doing hard labor on those quarries. He even fell down once, bust his knee open. The lights was very bad for his eyes. I remember he had more than one eye operation at his older years when he came out of jail. So yeah, they endured a lot of physical hardship, And of course, they were trying to break them down mentally, to denounce the movement, denounce their comrades, to do all kinds of things, at the end, because by now they were old. And so they were tricking them to say, no, but you're old now, don't you want to spend the rest of your time with your family, in a good house, etc., etc. But that spirit, that lion spirit, you can never kill it, you can never change it, it will always be what it is. This book is going to show a different light of Nelson Mandela. Do they know what Nelson Mandela was like as a grandfather? I don't think so. Do they know what Nelson Mandela was like as a family man? As a human being? I don't think so. So if you want to know more about Nelson Mandela, get yourself a copy of Going to the Mountain.